Everybody, and welcome back to another review of in Darksiders Comics. My name is Marinus, as always, and today we're going to look into Big Girls #1 by Image Comics and by Jason Howard. What is the story about? The story about is there is an event taking place called The Mistake, and the mistake is more like something happened, a virus maybe, or an experimentation, and people are starting to change. And after that, after the mistake, people got together, a government, and they make a city called the Preserve. And it begins here. What I like about this first shot is here that the inside of the comic is also part of the art page, which is really cool. And basically, it's about. Let me skip a few. No, I'm not going to skip you. I'm going to talk about this. It's about big girls, and big girls. I mean, let's call it a virus, right? We're not sure, but let's call it that way. That people are starting to change physiologically and mentally. The women are not affected at all. The only effect that some women has is that they grow big, hence the name Big Girls. But the men are turning into mindless, raging monsters like, kaiju, kaiju-like monsters. And that is what the story is all about. This is about, some government having these big girls in place into the city, protecting them. Basically, they are the wall, the last bastion for against these creatures called Jacks. They called these monsters Jacks for whatever reason. So basically, this story, as you can see here, register for your pregnancy because the kids that are born have to be registered, otherwise we don't know where the virus is coming from, and they can be affected. So this is a chief director called Tenet, and this big girl is called Ember, and they are following a guy that is going to the market very, very, very often. And I'm gonna show you a shot here. So this is the guy that goes to the market very often. They follow him, and as you can see, Ember is very, very big. And Tenet is starting to question this guy called Martin Martinez, and he said, "Hey, we know that you go to the market. What's up, man? You are very skinny, and why aren't you big? And what's going on?" So they are outside of his house, and they go into his apartment, and they discover that he has hiding a little boy who was turning into a jack. And Tenet says, "You idiots! It's in the preserve. You put us all in danger." And Martinez says, "Hey, wait, he's my son. He doesn't do any harm. He wouldn't hurt a fly." And but that's not entirely true, because as they grow older, they slowly turn it, as you can guess, into these monsters. So Tenet says, "Trapped indoors, isolated, hungry all the time. This is no kind. This is no kind of life for a kid. How do you think is this was going to happen?" No, he said I'm messing this up, right? So basically, things are starting to happen, and Martinez is panicking, and he orders, his kid to attack, and that is exactly what he does. And as you can see here, a fight exploded, and you can see here how deadly the little boy here in his very early stages. And Martinez orders his kid to escape, and he punches through a wall and basically escapes, or so it seems. So Tenet calls on Ember on his microphone. No, not his microphone, on his walkie-talkie. Said, "Hey, we have an escapee. Fetch him." But she already did. She already has him. And then something happens, and I'm going to show you this shot. And it's a very powerful shot, but it also shows how serious this whole business is. This is not a book for is it? Well, you can say teenagers, but this has mature themes. There's no nudity, but some harsh decisions must be made. And Tenet says, "We all made sacrifices, Martin. You should have made yours when he first started changing." And you see Martinez all in tears. But also, we see Amber completely shocked about what happened. And she slowly walks back to the headquarters called the Cube. And then we see her, a narrative here, thinking about what happened. I mean, by the way, look at these shot and colors. It's great. Absolutely great. I love it. And she's very big. I mean, when I think of big people, like, looking back to Marvel comics, like Goliath or other giant like super creatures, they aren't as big as this one. And there are many more big girls, by the way, in different parts of the city, patrolling, stopping this one happening. And I'm going to skip a few pages here. So we see here Amber, being a little bit depressed about what happened. And, well, she's not really agreeing what Tennant is doing with the little boy and how things are running. But Tennant explains to her, so, like, should we wait till I grow up? Will the killing then be easier? He said, "You are the failsafe, the last line, but I am the early detection. I cut out the cancer before it harms the patients." And actually, I agree with them. I mean, if you go on, thinking with your heart and with your emotions, you make the wrong decisions, especially when a big threat is, like here, coming to the city. And sure, there are morals, but he, the chief director, has some other problems with him as well that I'm not going to spoil. But yeah, he is like he says, he makes the tough decisions for a reason. And then the alarm goes off, and there's like you can see here, one of the Jacks invading the city, controlling probably by this mysterious figure. And skip a few pages, hoppa, and then we see a great shot. And when I saw this, I was completely over. This looks amazing. We see people here flying in the air, cars and building collapsing, and this monster destroying everything in his path. It's great. And Amber flies into action to stop it. But as you can see here a little bit, I wanted to show that. Look how big these weapons are, and also the big sword. These weapons are probably as tall as a freighter truck, or maybe a small building or something. It's great. Love the art, by the way. Yeah, and so we see here the Jack attacking Amber, who is coming to the rescue, and he's stomping through to the city, destroying everything. Look how big this gun is. Like I said, it's great. But the Jack is also posing a threat, of course, to the surrounding, and because I'm gonna not show everything, but as you can see here, buildings collapsing, people are in there. There's a lot of lives at stake, so she must make a decision to finish them quickly. And as you can see here, she's rescuing people, letting them loose. But just about when she just tried to finish off killing the Jack, she makes a mistake. She sees the face of the boy that was killed earlier in this book. And then Jack attacks. And suddenly there are more kaiju Jack monsters surrounding her. And she's in big trouble. And this is the mysterious figure, by the way, who has a big stake in this all. And she's calling herself Gulliver. Yeah, I know what you did here. The irony is not lost on me. So the last shot that I want to show you is this. And, well, this says it all. I mean, more to come. There's it's not a conspiracy or something, but something is going on. They deliberately letting Jacks loose on the city, and we see here the pregnant woman as well. I'm totally into this. I don't know what this comic, but I read it already 2 times today, and it's great. It's absolutely great. And I already pre-ordered the number 2. I want to know what's happened. It's cool story, cool premise, great art, great colors, and we have big kaiju monsters and big women to try to kill and stop them. And there's something, of course, underneath it all, something's brewing, and I want to know what it is. It's great, absolutely great. For me, this is a highly recommend. Also, I want to show you a little bit this, not issue 2, but the text. Welcome to Big Girls. I'm not going to read it all, and because normally I don't read this kind of stuff when people making or ending a comic, because mostly when I try to read this, mostly the creators or artists or writers just talk about how can I say this? Congratulating each other and thank you for this, and it's great working with that person, and some self-worshipping, how great it is, and where they're coming from. This is not the case with this one, but there's one particular line that resonated with me, and I'm gonna read it. What I'm saying, I'm glad you gave Big Girls a chance. Thanks for taking on a risk on a new comic. I hope it was worth your $4. And this part, thanks for taking a risk on a new comic, that resonated with me a lot. Why? Because I'm looking towards other comics a lot lately. I was basically buying comics from the big 2, Marvel and DC, for a very, very, very long time. And those comics aren't doing it for me anymore. I don't know what it is with Marvel lately, but they suck, in my honest opinion. And I occasionally buy from DC 1 or 2 books, but that's it. But normally I buy only Marvel and DC. But now I'm eyeing towards other companies and with other comics. I ordered from the comic shop, and great, by the way, from the comic shop in England, some random comics that I don't know if it's good or not. I'm taking a big risk, and that is what the creator, Jason Howard, is saying. You take a big risk, and I hope it was worth it. Well, for me, this book was definitely worth it. So I'm very curious what the other books are like, that I ordered. Maybe it's crap, maybe it won't, maybe it's great. But like I said, the big 2 aren't doing that for me anymore. I'm just ordering books from Marvel, Image, Dynamite, what's the word? Dark Horse, and a lot of Indiegogo campaigns, and I just had my recent Kickstarter book ordered for the very first time. I mean, I just want to read new comics. I just wanted to have new experiences. And this book did it for me, 100%. It was all that I wanted and more for me. And like I said, I ordered 1, 2, and 3 already. I mean, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, you can pre-order it already. And Jason Howard said here on the back, I'm going to show you a little bit. Well, you probably can read it, but he said, I'm finishing the art on issue 6 and writing issue 7 and beyond. So this is an ongoing series, and I wanted to know what's going on, like I said before. So this intrigues me very much. This is probably a series that I keep continuing buying and reading. So for me, I got my money's worth. Yes, absolute. So yeah, that's it for this video. I have nothing more to say. I hope you like it. I hope you like subscribing to my channel, and please like this video as well. And I'll see you next time. Till then, bye.